So happy Saturday. I started watching more of Bob's video in that leadership, Legacy Leadership Academy. It is like $57 a month, but I can tell you it is absolutely worth every single penny that I spend on that, just because his videos, he goes live 3 days a week, and then he does like a master class once a month, and his master class for this month was closing. And this is the Legacy Leadership way of closing. And basically I have like 9 pages of notes from this like 47-minute call. And I can send you all some of the links, I think, to it, but you can't actually see the video because it's in that private group. But he started out by saying people are not looking for opportunities. They are looking for a solution. They want a solution to their problems, whether it's a solution to their health, it's a solution to their time. What kind of solution are they looking for? So that's what we need to start selling, is the solution. We need to find what problems they're having and what is missing for them. So whether it is, they don't have enough time to spend with their kids, or they're so inflamed or exhausted that they, can't get up and go to work, or whatever it may be, we have to find that so we can sell the solution. They have to feel heard and understood, and then they will trust you. So he says to make sure that you are on that level with them, on that relationship, whether this is cold or warm market. He says make sure that they feel heard and understood, and then they will start to trust you. And then you want to determine if this is even something that is right for them. And we know that this is not right for everybody. So we have to make sure that we are asking the right questions and deciding if this is right for them, because it may not be a right fit for us. Maybe we don't want them on our team. That is so possible. There are people out there that are so inconsistent with things that they do, I would not even come close to putting them on my team. So closing should always be a demonstration of caring. This is an act of service. It's an act of love. So you want to show them that you care. And the advantage that I think Plexus has over other companies is that we truly do care. We care about their health. We care about their well-being. We support them. We are showing them an amazing opportunity that we have. So that is an act of caring. So for that advantage, he says the more that you care about this person, the more that they're going to trust you, and the more that they're going to be less hesitant to join you. Do not make them feel like we need them. That is the last thing that we want to do, is to sound needy, or to sound like we need them to be successful in our business. We want them to feel like we don't even need them. Like they're just another person that we're talking to, and it is just a casual conversation, and we are not, I say like bribing, or, we're not making them feel like we have to have them, like we're not going to make it without them. So he says that closing is like a dance. You have to have that one side. It's you versus them. So you have to establish the trust and to lower their resistance for the closing to happen. So with the dance, he says that it goes one way, and then sometimes it tangos to the other side. And this is the verbiage that he gave us. Lisa, I'm not here to sell or convince you. It's important to me that you know that. And I want you to make sure that this is a fit for you, and I want to make sure that you're a fit for us. So he has said, I'm not here to sell or convince you, that we want to make sure this is a fit for you and that you're a fit for us. So that is super important, and that's part of the dance, he calls it. Realize everyone will not be that perfect fit. He says stop overthinking it, stop trying to come up with scripts to copy and paste, and he says to quit going back and forth on Messenger, because they cannot read your tone. They can't read your tone through text messages. He says at minimum, voice messaging on Facebook is fine, but he wants people to start scheduling phone calls. As soon as you have someone in the least bit interested, he says, hey, Lisa, let's take out 10 minutes of your evening tomorrow and let's actually like sit down and let's talk about this. And he says it's very rare that you know, will have someone to not do that. He says you have to use your heart and use it to open up to them. You know, show them the true person that you are. Quit worrying about the scripts. And he says just let your heart pour out to them and to speak with empathy. Quit using the success mindset. And the success mindset is, what is this going to do for me? I need them for this bonus. I need them for this rank up. And instead, we need to be thinking about what can we give them? What can I do to help them? And he says, once you come off that success mindset, your business will start to grow. He says the best thing to do to get out of that success mindset is to think about your why. Why am I doing this? Why do I care about this person specifically? And he said, even if it's a cold market, once you start asking those questions and you get to know that person, you will still understand why you're going to care about that person. And I had this yesterday. A friend of mine sent me her mother-in-law, who obviously has a huge candida yeast overgrowth going on. Like she's got skin rashes and tons of stomach issues. And I don't know this woman, but I have talked to her almost all day yesterday and this morning already. And she is the sweetest older lady. And I can just tell already, like, I'm going to be there for her like every step of this because she has tried it before. And she was not happy with the way the person treated her and things like that. And so that she can already tell the difference between me and that lady. So that's what we want. We want to stand out and be different. Just let them know that when you join me, I will be here for you. And he says you have to say that. You can't just say that in a text, because if you read that, that kind of means nothing to you. But if you say it with empathy and you say it like, Tracy, when you join me, this is going to be something that we are going to do together. And I will make sure that I help you every step of the way and that you are going to be successful. You know, that makes a difference when we actually are face-to-face or on the phone talking about it. He says, quit worrying about what to say, but if your heart and soul and intention needs to be there. So just quit trying to find the right words and just go with what your heart and your gut is trying to say. He says your confidence is in your compassion, not in the clothes. So he says, do not be confident and so bold in your closing that you're going to turn these people off. You want to be bold in the compassion. So telling them that we care about them, showing how we are going to be there for them. He says you have to show that first step of how you're going to do these things. He says, but the caring and the confidence that's the secret sauce. He says that's when people will want to join you because you are actually showing that you care about them. And he uses the verbiage, I care enough about you that I want you to join me or buy, as a customer, so I can help you create a better life for yourself and your family. He said that little line right there is huge. And he's not all about scripts. He hates scripts, but he says there are keywords that you can use. And he loves that to create a better life for yourself and your family. I care about you and I'm going to get to know you and I want to get to know your family. So we care enough about you and your family for a better life. So use terms like that. And then he says, then shut up. If you're at the point you're closed and you're telling them that, he says, shut up. That's enough. Let them see what they have to say. Then he says you can go in with a strategy to try and get them off the fence. And his 3 strategies are 1, to their goals, 2, future scoring. And I had never heard of that. It's actually pretty interesting. And 3 is the first step experience. And that one is like so simple. We should have been doing this already. So to know their goals, we already do this. We want to know why they want to join Plexus. Why are they doing Plexus? What are their health goals? Is it financial goals? Why are they doing this? And then we have to know these goals. When someone joins me, I write it down in the notebook of why they joined me. Like their health symptoms or what their goals are for monthly income. And that way, when they want to quit, I'm going to be like, listen, Emily, you told me that you wanted to use the bathroom regularly and you wanted to make $200 extra a month for your family. Is this not something that you still want to do? And he says you have to remind them of their goals. Keep going back to them. And he says goals are your opportunity and products. It's not anything else but their goals. Sell them their goals. That way you can sell the solution. He says every objection that you get from them, you should be going back to their goals. Listen, I hear your hesitation, but remember when you told me you wanted to, sleep better. Just you are reminding them of those goals. And he even says, we're having this conversation because I believe in you, because we know that they don't believe in themselves. And a no is usually not personal to us. We know no is not right now, but a no is usually themselves not believing in what they are capable of. So he says, we're having this conversation because I believe in you. You know the goals you said are important to you, and working together, we can do this. So he says just being specific in our wording and taking it back to their goals, that is exactly the first way that he closes. The second way is the future scoring. And I had never heard of this before, but he asked them on a scale of 1 to 10, how important are these goals to you? Emily, on a 1 to 10, how important is it that you are going to the bathroom regularly? And if he says a 6 and above, then that's pretty daggone important to her. So he says that is your baseline for urgency. If you're giving me an 8, then that the people need this. They need the products or they need the opportunity. So get them thinking about their future, and that number is their negotiation point. So I thought that was a cool way to start asking someone to rate their, health goals or financial goals. So I think that's a different way of kind of getting them to think about how important that it may be to them. And if they give me a 4, well, then obviously maybe it's not their time. And then you can tell them that and take it away from them. The third way is probably my favorite way, probably the closest way that we do things. And what the first step is if they buy or join, you set up time to show them that first step. Hey, Tracy, I know you want to get started. Let me show you some of the first things we'll do once you join me. And that doesn't even mean that you're joining me right now, but I'm going to show you, how we're going to sign up. I'm going to show you the new ambassador checklist, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to follow up with you and things like that. So let me show you how this works. And he said most of the time, this will overcome the money objection because you show them how to solve their problem in that first step. You'll know if someone is truly interested by their willingness to participate. So if you're asking them, hey, can I go ahead and show you the first things that we'll do in this, in this new opportunity? I'll show you that we will set up a lunch party for you. We will try and do some reach outs personally. We will post a breakout post on your Facebook. And if they're not willing to participate in those, then you know that they're not ready to join you for the business opportunity. Product-wise, he says you can even say, hey, let me send you 2 or 3 day samples. This will be the first step, is getting you on, the slim. And then you can see what you think about that, and then we can go from there. So you're always wanting to kind of not ease them into it, but he says if they're not willing to participate in that first step experience, then they're not going to usually be as apt to join you. So someone invests in your business, the first thing that they're thinking about is, how do I get my money back? So you've got 60 days with Plexus to get this figured out with them. You need to make it clear that we are going to work together and that I'm going to start you doing X, Y, and Z, which is usually if they start for the business opportunity, we're going to start them with a launch party, a breakout post, and we're going to use the new ambassador checklist for them. And that's how we're going to get them started. Let them know this up front. That way, when they join, it's not 3 days later and you're not like, oh, hey, let's do this and this and this. And they're like, whoa, 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 that's not what, I signed up for. So, and then he says, if all else fails and these 3 strategies do not work, he says, do what your heart and mind are saying. Whatever they're telling you, that's what the answer is. And he says, if they say no, never make them feel wrong about their decision. That is the last thing that you want to do, is to make them upset or to leave them with a bad taste in their mouth about you and your company. He says, leave the door open. We know that they're not saying no to us personally, and they're not saying no technically to the products or the business. It's usually that they don't believe in themselves. He says, thank them and keep their goals, written down somewhere, so you can even go back and say, hey, Emily, I know it's been a few weeks. I haven't talked to you. Did you find a solution for X, Y, and Z? And he says, remind them and keep talking to them. Keep that conversation going. He says, send out reminders and just reach back out. Sometimes you can send them a nice note for, spending time with you, but it's not a pitch, and you want to show them that you genuinely care about them. He says, this is what will make you different, and that your network will ultimately determine your net worth in your business. So we have to show our network that we care and that we are different. If you're selfish, he says, do not, you're not going out of your way to get things done. And it's like a bank account. He says you have to deposit more into your bank account than you can take out. So we need to make sure that we are on Facebook and we're engaging, and that we are making casual conversation and building those relationships. The challenge that I wanted to start was to message 5 people who are on the fence and use one of these approaches. If they still don't say yes, then say no for them and take it away from them. I can see that this isn't your time, and maybe, this is not the opportunity or the products for you. You can't say yes for them, but you can say no for them. So you can just take it away from them. And he says, don't be afraid to move on. You're investing time in people, and you don't have all the time in the world to waste on certain people who are not giving you answers or being upfront with you. So before you go too far in the conversation of the closing strategy, he says to get on the phone, minimal voice messenger on Facebook, because we're not doing text messages or messages on Facebook because they can't hear the tone in your voice. He says if you keep getting crickets after 2 more tries of using these strategies, he said maybe it's not their time and it's time to move on, come back in a few months. And that was his strategies on closing. The video last night was really, just eye-opening. And those 3 strategies seem so simple, and we just keep asking questions like, is this your time? Are you ready to get signed up, when we could be going through these processes with our prospects and possibly getting more of a return